Hey, we're back. Show number 11. I am Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
Yeah, I don't know what they call me, but the real name is Eric the Fish Snyder, and they call me Raccoon Top.
Raccoon Top. Well, I got a new thing for you. I was thinking about you over the week. I don't know why. But, you come up with this fakakta story about how you got the name Fish, right? You say, "Oh yeah, I love the water, I love surfing." No, I've never heard of a Jewish surfer in my life, ever.
Okay? You'll never be in the. You don't go in the water because the minute you go in the water, that's it. Manhattan Beach, Venice, Zuma, Shark. The sirens go off.
But first of all,
racist guys I've never heard of.
You are. I mean, kidding. This fish whole thing. No, you don't have to kid, buddy. We kid because we love. But here's the bottom line, okay? I'm looking at you, and you're not looking through a Coke bottle. You're looking through a fucking aquarium, okay? Look at those things, okay? Jacques Cousteau, okay? You're looking through the aquarium, and then you saw a fish right by your eye, and then you go, "Oh my God, maybe I'll be Eric the Fish Schneider." So from now on, you're Jacques Cousteau looking through a fucking aquarium with those glasses. Jesus.
I got a better one. You make fun of my glasses every show. It's getting kind of, I got a better one.
I have more material.
Call me yeah, you do. That's it. Yeah, that's why you're put off stage at the Improv last week. You're still talking about fish? I am the incredible. Remember the movie with Don Knotts, The Incredible Mr. Limpet?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm a fish. I'm a fish. I want to be a fish. We're the Fat Fish Podcast. We didn't say who we are, and we're episode 11. We know who we are. But we're going to bring in a guy right now that is a technical wizard, and he can't get the fucking camera on his phone or his computer. So this is what he's going to look like. Well, yeah. I got to see. That's what happens. So we're going to do this. We're going to do that there, and then we're going to put a picture of the guy to show you what he looks like because he's actually in witness protection. So
okay, there he is.
Well, I don't know.
That's a much better picture of me than my act.
John Hyatt, that's H-A-I-T, how he spells it. He's in the witness protection program right now for various reasons. So we're allowed to show that picture, right, John?
Yeah, you're allowed to show that picture. I give you permission.
Not starting good.
Oh, there it goes.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I have no idea, but
you didn't know what was going on when you woke up this morning.
John, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, well, whatever. Unless I put you in the middle, I can't get your picture up. So I got to take this smelly guy out, take you out. Hi, that's Fish. Guess what? I'm a surfer. I'm handsome. I'm the man. I don't even want us to do this show, but you know what? Guess what? I'll take a couple of guests with me right here. We'll put this guy into the stream, then we'll put that guy into the stream, and then what we'll do is, hello guys, how are you? What we'll do is we'll put that guy there. Can you still hear me, John Hyatt?
I look great.
Yeah. John, can you hear me? John, why don't you explain how that belt got around your neck there? Where did that happen?
Well, I have worked in boxing for about the last 20 years, produced a TV show called In This Corner with James Smith, who was the host of the show. And we did a lot of work with the WBC and became quite friendly with the guys there. And this was one of their special belts they made for a Canelo fight. And we were having dinner over at the MGM, and I was like, I need my belt. I'm the chubby weight champion of the world. Give me where's my belt? And that was when that picture was taken.
Where did you have dinner?
I was at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant there at MGM.
Wow. Wolfgang, who picked up the check? That's all I care about.
WBC, of course.
Well, that's Johnny. Way to go. Free meal. Free meal for the Jewish guy. I love it.
Yeah, that's right.
What did you produce? You don't do much. What did you produce on that show?
Did you find we've been on the air for 20 years, still on the air. And we have over 60 episodes, all one-on-one interviews with world champions. And they tell their life story. And most of the guys will get in the ring with Smitty and do an in-ring demonstration of the skills that made them champions. And we've had everyone from Joe Frazier to Floyd Mayweather, Tyson Holyfield,
Wow.
Pacquiao, Andre Ward, you name it. We've had all of them, and a lot of great champions of the past who are no longer with us, like Joe Frazier.
Oh, the greatest. Oh, wow. That's fantastic. What and where can people see this show?
We are on NBC Sports California, which is available on DirecTV, Dish Network, all that kind of stuff. And then we're also on a network called the U2 America, and that is available on all Time Warner cable systems around the country.
I saw one of your shows on Pornhub at about 3 a.m. That was unbelievable.
That was an unedited version.
It's all about you in a strip club.
Oh, it was definitely a short then.
Yeah, very short and stubby. Let me ask you this question. Me and Fish have talked. We've chopped this up. You are a strip club connoisseur
Yes.
of Las Vegas. A lot of the ladies who work in these clubs know you by first name. Is that true?
That is true. I have been around the strip club world here since I got here 29 years ago.
Wow.
Just a fluke. I happened to have a meeting next door to Cheetah's strip club. It was a fluke, a total fluke. And I met this guy named Fred, who was the head bartender at the time at Cheetah's.
Fred
there was hardly anybody in the club. We started talking. I hadn't even moved here yet. And he said, well, when you move to town, come in on, like a Tuesday when it's real slow. I've got a VHS of UNLV basketball highlights that we can watch at the strip club. I'm like, sounds good to me. So that was it. I started going to Cheetah's and hung out there for like 25 years.
So, Fish, you have a story about Cheetah's and John Hyatt. Is that true?
Yeah, I met John in 1986, and I want to get into his basketball. You talk about producing. He produced the Lakers pregame show during the Kobe years, and just some great stories.
The Magic years.
Magic years.
Right, like we go way back. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. That's right. Kobe came.
The Jerry West years. This guy has
Jerry West is GM. Yes.
No, Jerry West is a player. You see, look at Hyatt. Look at the hair. Those are all plugs. And then he has a lot of Botox. Lots of you have Botox. What? Twice a week?
Never. I'm naturally sexy.
Oh, wow! For how much? When you pay the stripper, how much are you sexy?
I get a discount because
how does that work?
Former Jews don't pay retail.
I know, but here's the thing: I worked in a strip club for 15 years. Guys like you came in all the time. Are you like the buddies of the girls? Are you like that guy who the girls tell all their problems to?
Yes, my friends call me the stripper messiah because I'm always divining my wisdom upon the wayward strippers.
Really?
And I've been teaching my class Stripper 101 for probably 25 years, and they still don't get it. But I do my best to point them in the right direction. I never spend any money in the club on the girls. I'm there. Just my hangout. Just my hangout.
Don't spend any money on the girls, Pinocchio? What are you fucking talking about? Oh, you just sit there. You're the freeloader?
Yeah.
You don't buy drinks?
I'm the freeloader. Yes, I am the freeloader.
You don't buy chicken wings? Nothing. Zero.
No, yeah, I'll buy drinks for the girls for sure. Yeah, but that's it. I'm not getting any dances or anything like that. But I bring in a lot of customers.
Fish,
it's true.
You believe
it's
him?
True.
No,
it's true. I have lots of references.
I got two great stories about this kid, and he's always gonna be like a kid. I call people a kid, and I shouldn't, but I met this guy.
Well, I'm not as old as you old bastard.
I know, but you were a baby when I first met you when you came into Mom's Saloon. But I knew you had what's called chutzpah. I knew you were one of these guys that was a go-getter. So I moved to Vegas. And he goes, Fish, you got to come to this place called Cheetah's. You got to meet this guy, Fred. Fred looks exactly like Rod Stewart. He didn't tell you that. The Rod Stewart hair. The place is, when I went, the place is packed. And there's girls at the bar, and they're shoving their breasts in your face. And John's got 3 girls around him, like he's Elvis, right? And there's a couple of girls that are trying to shove their breasts into me. And all I heard Fred talking to me goes, I heard you're a bartender, right? I go, yeah. He goes, you know what else I do for a living? He goes, I train dogs. He's talking about training dogs, and I got these dog girls putting their breasts in my face. It was hilarious. Unfortunately, This guy got COVID a couple of years ago, Hyatt, and he's sending me pictures of all the girls that are bringing food to him from these strip clubs. I mean, I wanted to go and catch COVID just to hang out with him by his pool because it was not. You remember that?
Oh yeah. We had weekend get-togethers during COVID where the girls would come over and hang out, and we'd have some catering from one of the girls who was starting a catering business, and she's doing well with that.
One of John's girls now, gorgeous.
Who is that? Who is that?
12?
Just one of my friends. One of my friends that,
one of your
that
friends
I've known for a long time.
What is her name? What is her stripper name?
Frosty.
Frosty is her name? Wow.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
You guys make a very nice couple.
And you know what they're always doing, Brad? They're always stripping because they're paying for their educations or going to college. Every single one of them.
None of them.
So many girls.
Very few of them. Very few of them are going to college. I have run into a few, but yeah, no, not too many. Most of them are working to work.
I got a very important question. So you're with your friends, quote unquote, and you they come, I guess they come back to your mansion. You have a mansion in Vegas, and then one thing leads to another. You tell them all about you. They fall asleep.
By the way, that's one of the rules of the mansion. No girls back to the house.
Oh, no girl. Where do you? Oh, so where do you take your friends?
The only time we broke that rule was during COVID.
Really? So get that phone call. It's probably Frosty. So let me ask you. So basically, wherever you go, hotels, you can go anywhere in town. Caesars, there's always a room. The Elvis Suite over at the Gateway. They all, you go anywhere. When you take off your clothes, okay, and they see that huge Torah between your legs, what happens? Is it game over? Game on?
Yeah, no.
What's going on?
Well, that's the thing. I do it the right way. I always tell them how small it is. Then when I actually take it out, they're like, "Oh, that's not so bad."
Wow.
Yeah. See, I lower expectations and over deliver.
I've got hope. So do you now? You're a very handsome man. We don't know how old you are. With the plugs and the Botox.
Over 21.
Over 21. Do you have to use the little blue pill? That's what we really want to know. The audience wants to know that.
No, I have not. I've not had to yet, but I'm ready I'm ready if necessary.
Are you're stocked? You have boxes at home ready to go?
Yeah.
Or
he'll just go to you, Brad, if he needs any.
Yeah.
Wow. How long has it been since you dated? Like, what's the longest relationship you had with one of your friends?
Well, I've had 2 serious relationships some years ago, and one was for 4 years and one was for about 2.5 years. And after the second one, I kind of made the decision that relationships were not going to work for me, especially in the lifestyle that I live in. And, I've been basically single ever since. I have girls that I date on a regular basis or whatever, but no girlfriend that I'm exclusive to.
Were those other 2 girls friends from the establishments
yes.
you frequent?
Long-time friends. Long time. I knew them for several years before we ever dated.
Oh, one of those deals.
Yeah.
Oh, become friends first and then later reap the benefits. Wow.
Yep. And made sure that I got good reviews from their friends in the club.
Oh, I like that.
Positive Yelp reviews.
That's good. That's very good. I like that. So when you're dating one of these girls, are you allowed to bring other friends home with?
That's up to them.
Oh, has that happened?
That has happened.
We're a full
usually on their doing, not mine.
Well, we got one question from one of our viewers. Do they call you the rifleman because you can reload right away?
No. I'm the Hebrew hammer, and you can see the hammer is cocked in that picture.
Wow. Do you sing part of your bar mitzvah to them while you're making love?
I did not have a bar mitzvah. I knew I was an atheist from a young age.
Wow. Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. No bar mitzvah. I was the only kid in Scarsdale that didn't have a bar mitzvah.
So you're a Jew. You're a Jew when you need to be for work and stuff.
Not even. I mean, I guess I worked in show business, so that would be, being in show business. I guess that's kind of an advantage.
I understand. Wow, this is very fascinating. So let me ask you this last question. When you brought some of these friends home,
don't let me talk, Brad. Just take the whole show over.
Yeah, he's just fascinated with my love life.
I'm fascinated by this man's lifestyle. Here's my question.
I'm serious. I'm kidding.
You, Mr. John Hyatt, with your lifestyle. Yes. You're from New Jersey. You got a great family. When you bring
New York, don't insult me.
New York. I'm sorry. You're from New York.
How dare you?
New York City, the Big Apple. When you bring these wonderful friends home to family functions, what do they say to you?
Well, it's been 20 years since I brought any of them home for a family function.
Oh, you don't share. You don't introduce them to your family and
No. I'm totally under the radar.
What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
He's got a Jewish family. He's going to bring one of these Jezebels.
I brought my fish
Frosty home. Then Dad gets his dad.
Hold on. I brought my parents 2 cheetahs years and years ago. They had never been in a strip club before, and I brought them to Cheetahs because I worked for the company for 2 years. I brought them there so they could see for themselves what their crazy son was involved in, and they were mildly shocked.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean you worked for Cheetahs for 2 years?
I worked for they had another club that I was a manager for 2 years, 20 years ago.
Wait, so you were a strip club manager also?
Yes.
In addition to the boxing.
This was before the boxing show started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Right before I started to get back into TV. They needed some help at the worst club that they had. And I volunteered to do it. And I did it for 2 years. And the club was closing, and it closed. And everyone assumed that I would swing over to Cheetahs, the good club. And I said I wasn't interested. And that was the end of my strip club career.
Yeah. And who represented you in that deal? Lee Steinberg? Who represented you?
Right. Yeah, back in the day, Lee was the man.
Wow, this is fascinating. So right now you have a girlfriend and you're happy and retired.
No girlfriend. No girlfriend.
Sorry, a girl you're dating. Are you retired?
No, I'm not even dating. I'm just, I'm a total free agent.
Oh.
I'm like the Shohei Ohtani of the Spearmint Rhino. The ultimate free agent.
I've gone to many strip clubs in Vegas. Why is the Spearmint Rhino the best of the best, in your opinion?
Many reasons. It's just the staff is great. They know how to treat their customers well. They run an upscale establishment. They're not trying to rip people off like some of these other clubs are known to do, especially with tourists who are naive to the strip club business and can get taken advantage of very easily. The Rhino caters to everybody equally. There's a lot of celebrities and athletes that come that you would never even know would set foot in the place because they know how to handle their club right.
Yeah. Do you get to beat the line? Do you have a VIP card?
Yeah. I don't need anything. I could just show up and
you just walk in just like you did it.
Walk right in.
Yeah, walk right in.
Fish, I'd like you to tell the story how we all met.
No, I'm not talking about you.
No, how we all met.
I had a stripper come on a past podcast that I did that worked at Spearmint Rhino Hyatt, and she let loose on some of the celebrities that goes on in the back room. And I'm not going to say names. We're going to get her on this show again. But you're right. The clientele is very upscale, and there's a lot of back rooms at these strip clubs, and that's what I like to talk about. You could sit that pit like the Bada Bing and throw dollar bills in girls' G-strings, Jimmy Garoppolo. But the back room is where it goes on. So
there's multiple layers of VIP at most of the clubs, but the Rhino can separate half the club off if there's going to be a celebrity presence there, they can, really separate off sections of the club so the celebrities can, be themselves, but still be in a club environment. They'll have their own separate DJ in their room. It's a totally high end experience for the celebs that do come in there.
If they ever need help, do you volunteer your help, security wise, bouncing somebody out?
Yeah. The Hebrew Hammer's there in case any trouble breaks out.
Yeah, I'm very intimidated by that picture.
Yeah, I'm an intimidating force.
How did we meet back in the day? How did we meet? All of us, the three of us. I was doing a show.
I thought we met through Greg. Didn't we meet? Didn't Greg introduce us? I thought Greg introduced us.
My brother?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that we probably met at Mom's Saloon with Fish, and then I think he introduced us.
No,
pretty sure.
That's good. You've been drinking way too much. No, I remember somebody put us in touch. You were doing the Lakers show, and I was doing this show called The Cocktail Hour, and
right.
I found the great Sam Perkins, who decided that he would do it. I can't believe he did it.
It was amazing that he agreed to do it.
I know, and we kind of mapped it out, and it was a one-day shoot, and it's amazing how it came out. And why don't you come out of retirement? Let's do it. There's a new name for it. It's called Wingman now. I've re-edited it, and I have a whole treatment, and I think it could work today. Don't you think, Hyatt? What do you think?
I've always thought it would work throughout the years. I've known it would work, and that would be something I'd consider coming out of retirement for.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think Fish would work on it too?
I think he's too big for us now, so
yeah.
He can't slum with us.
I have a good idea. The first show should be Brad. Remember how Sam Perkins came up from his sleep and Brad standing there? Have in a bed and have Brad standing there.
Yeah.
That would be great if one stripper was on one side and then all of a sudden they go, "Who's this other guy under the covers?" And it's me.
Right. Oh, a magic trick.
What's going on here? No, I tell you, Hyatt, you're one of the good guys, man. You haven't changed since I met you. I'm trying to get rid of Fish. Maybe you can help me. Maybe we can do it.
You are getting rid of Fish.
Don't worry, he's getting old. He's getting old. So
I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. I don't even know if he knows he's in his backyard with those glasses or that aquarium he's wearing on his face. But take them off. Take them off one time. Take it off.
Shows my glasses. People say, "Why did you make fun of your glasses every single show?" Get new material. You're a comedian.
I'm working the aquarium into this.
There he is.
There it is. There
he's too handsome without the glasses on. Tamps him down.
I could see you. Hey, let's change gears a little bit. When I first met you in '86 or '87, like I said, you were a go-getter, and then you were producing the Laker pregame show during some of their glory years. And Brad's favorite sport is basketball, and I think sometimes it's unwatchable right now. Every game's blowouts. The game wasn't like it was when you produced the Laker pregame show. And what's going on with Ja Morant right now, you have James Harden said he wants to go back to Houston. He doesn't care about pursuing a ring. It's all about getting paid. Is the NBA Hyatt the same game as it was when you produced the Laker pregame show? And is it salvageable?
Well, it's certainly not the same game. And a large part of the problem with basketball as a sport is the one and done rule that ruined college basketball. I haven't watched 1 minute of college basketball in 10 years. This was my 10th year that I marked it, where I said, I can no longer watch this garbage that is college basketball. And I grew up in New York, going to the Garden, seeing Ewing and Mullen, Pearl Washington, all those, incredible Big East games. Then, in LA, going to UNLV games, not UCLA, because I'm a USC guy. So I think that's the biggest problem. Until they fix the college basketball rules, where guys can actually develop their game like they're supposed to from 18 to 21, instead of coming into the league and wasting the resources of a professional team trying to develop kids that shouldn't even be there. I understand you want to get paid, and it's legitimate, but now you can get paid to play in college. These kids need to be smart enough to realize, I mean, if you look at, as a Knick fan, I was thrilled with our season despite the poor ending. Jalen Brunson played at Villanova. He got better and better and better. He won national championships. He played with other great players on his team. He played against great players. Then he gets to the pros and is a bench player, develops into a really good player. Now he's an all-star. I mean, that's how you develop as an NBA player. You can't expect a 19-year-old kid to come into the NBA and play with men. It's just not going to happen. Not everybody's LeBron. Not everybody's Kobe. Not everybody. Now I'm going to date myself, Moses Malone. So I do think it is salvageable because there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent, but they don't develop the talent. And as far as a guy like Ja Morant, if you remember back in the 80s when the NBA nearly died as a league and David Stern came in, there were a ton of troubled kids playing in the NBA, troubled men playing in the NBA, and it almost brought the league down. David Stern came in and laid down the law, and basically they completely eviscerated the Phoenix Suns. If you remember going back, I don't remember what year it was, like 1980 or something like that. Half the team was arrested for cocaine charges. I mean, this is not a new problem. Ja Morant is a kid. He's a very talented player. He just surrounds himself with bad people. I've seen it in boxing as well, where you get surrounded by the wrong people. And as we know in boxing, so many boxers get taken advantage of. These kids make so much money they can screw up and still have tens of millions of dollars. So it's a matter of caring about your legacy. It's about care. Like James Harden doesn't care about his legacy. The guy's going to go down as the biggest loser in NBA history. I mean,
I got a question. Wait, I got a question for you. We talk about Ja Morant.
Yeah.
You're Adam Silver. What do you do now? I'd say you suspend him for maybe a year. This is ridiculous. This is a guy.
I don't know.
This is a guy who went on national TV. I have problems. I've gone to see help. Blah blah blah. 10 minutes later, he's got another gun in his hand, laughing and giggling, drunk in a car with two undesirables. I mean, I could not believe what I was seeing. This guy is a Hall of Famer. What are you pissing your life away, right?
Yeah.
And John, trouble is around the corner. Something is going to happen with this guy.
Right. Drugs and alcohol don't mix.
Exactly. It's so sad.
You can't, and he's down there in Memphis outside of the watchful eye of mainstream media, sports media. And it's a different world down there. So it's not like being in New York or LA or, big markets like that. He could never get away with his behavior in these other markets. So I don't think he should be suspended for a year. I think the league needs to help him. It's their job to help him.
They tried to help him the first time.
They didn't. They didn't try to help him. He claimed he try to help himself. Obviously it didn't work. So now the league has to step in.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the problem. I listened to Stephen A. Smith, who I really, really respect about the NBA. And he said, until a kid like him can get away from the thugs that hang around him, and get rid of his entourage, he will never change. And he goes, his thugs are more important than his legacy. And that's what you're probably talking about, Hyatt, with the boxers you've dealt with in the NBA in the 80s. And it's a shame because he is young. And sometimes young people, we had a guy, Raider fans knew a guy that was drafted high. Remember Jamarcus Russell?
Oh, God.
Guy.
Yeah.
A lot of hanger-ons, a lot of entourage, and it brought him down. And
That's absolutely what has to happen.
You're a product of your environment. There's no question about it. And all these guys who have these hanger-ons, oh, come on, Fish. I go back with you. You're going to get rid of me? Come on, man. Give me a job. Yeah, wash my car. Pay me 10 grand a week. Whatever. These guys.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about John Morant.
They don't care. Right. John Morant, he blows out his knee and he's done. You think any of these guys are going to get in the car and go party with John Morant? No. It's over. It's over.
Well, I mean, you can look at the flip side of John Morant and look at LeBron James. Surrounds himself with the friends that he went to school with who were quality people.
Right.
They're still in his life. They're his business partners. They're his friends. So it's,
right.
It's it's a matter of who do you choose to be with.
But LeBron James is a smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He helps people.
I don't know about John. I don't know. I don't know enough about him.
Yeah, I'm just telling. LeBron James is a stand-up guy. Trust me.
No, John Morant. I'm saying
John Morant.
I don't know enough
John
about
Morant
him.
might be a very nice man and he's an incredible basketball player. But the bottom line is, you're a product of your environment. You hang around with losers, you become a loser, right?
That's right.
I can't wait to get off this show. But anyway,
there's a great line. I was going to say there's a great line that my father told me that applies to the John Morant situation. It's better to be the tail of a lion than the head of a rat.
Oh, I like that, Mr. Hyatt, Dr. Hyatt.
Yeah. Godfather Hyatt with that one. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a very good.
Your dad had a lot of wisdom. I
try and save every sport because when you're our age, you remember the heydays. In the NBA in 1985, when Magic and Bird and Jordan's coming in, the ratings when the NFL were equal, Brad and John. And now you see how the NFL's exploded and the NBA is you don't know what to do with it. My problem with the NBA is this, and John and I had these conversations before. When the Tim Donaghy situation happened about 20 years ago, and they admitted to fixing games, and you have David Stern on tape saying these three guys will never foul out of a game. They have. I saw the Netflix special and his voice. Magic. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Magic. It was Jordan. Kobe, Michael Jordan, and Shaq. I'm sorry. Kobe, Michael Jordan, and Shaq. You're fixing games. And now you got guys like James Harden says, I don't care about a ring. My concern with sports right now is I don't know if winning's that important with the money. What do you think, Hyatt, you being around it so long?
I think you have to have a certain mentality in the NBA to want it. And we're seeing that on display in the playoffs this year. Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, these guys want to win. They have all the money. They're not going to have to.
They don't need money.
They're not going to have to worry about money. And they're older, and LeBron especially has played a ton of games and takes a pounding. He still wants to win. The bottom line is certain guys are winners and other guys are losers. And if you don't have that fire to win, then you're just wasting your time and collecting a paycheck. James Harden has been a loser in every single important game in his career. He is a fraud. He was bailed out by refs for 10 years until they changed the rules. He's a nothing. He is a loser. And, lots of guys can shoot. Okay? There's lots of guys that can score. George Gervin never won anything. He's 10 times the player that James Harden is.
Yep.
He never won anything either. There's just, some guys are winners and some guys are losers. And that's just the way it is in sports in general, but particularly in basketball where one player can affect the team. Kind of like football quarterbacks where, a winning quarterback can take a lesser team further just because of his will.
Well, let's talk about coaches for a second. I mean,
NBA coaches?
Yeah, NBA coaches.
Irrelevant.
Doc Rivers.
They're irrelevant.
No, let me finish my point. Doc Rivers is a nice guy. He is one of the worst.
I knew Doc
coaches,
in LA.
One of the worst coaches in the history of the NBA. He loses every seventh game. It's a difference between Doc Rivers and a Steve Kerr. You got to tweak. You got to change. Doc Rivers doesn't know how to do that. When there's 2 minutes left in the game, that 2 minutes is like 20 minutes. You guys know that, right? Doc Rivers never makes adjustments. And yesterday showed what happened. It was over.
The adjustment that needed to be made was to not have James Harden on your team. And that's not up to Doc Rivers.
Well, I don't blame.
The guy's a loser.
Yeah,
he's a loser. As soon as he comes to your team, you guaranteed not to win.
I mean, listen.
How do you really feel about him?
You really? Why?
Look, he's the worst.
Were you in a strip club with Harden at one time?
Yeah.
No, never. I'm sure he was probably there last night, but I didn't make it over.
You know what? Harden's now dating her. So that's why.
Exactly.
That's all right. I'm okay with that.
You're all right?
I'm all right with that.
Because you're just friends with Frosty.
I am just friends. That's true.
Look at that face.
Never happened. It's never happened. We're just friends.
Yeah. Sure.
I would. I can admit the truth. Nothing's ever happened. We're friends. I've known her for a long time.
Okay, John, you are the procrastinating guy. Was that the word? I don't know if that's you. Maybe I'm using the wrong word. Who wins? Who wins the NBA title, John?
I mean, I said Boston before the season, and I've said they're the best team all season. So I'm going to stay with Boston.
But you know, Denver, man, I mean, I love.
I haven't. To be honest, I haven't watched that. To me, the Western Conference was so poor this year. I just couldn't watch the games. The play was so bad that I just couldn't watch the West. I usually do because I'll watch the Knicks game early and then I'll flip on, whatever West Coast games are on. It was tough to watch this year, man, really tough. So to be honest, I haven't seen that much of Denver. And I hope they win, even though I'm a former Laker fan. I do hope Denver makes it to the finals. And I'd like to see Jokic, put to the test against a great team like the Celtics.
Right.
Before we get you out of here, can you give Brad's going to come to Vegas probably in August to do some stuff and hang out with Carrot Top.
Yes.
We should bring Brad to a
CT.
What?
CT. Carrot Top. CT.
CT, baby. The best show in Vegas, by the way. And the nicest guy, Scott Thompson, the best.
Yes. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah, wait,
I want you to get we have to get Brad in the back room with the Frosty or a Jezebel or a Lorelei or anyone who's really, I will pay for Brad
or misdemeanor.
Felony was my last girlfriend. That was her dancer name.
Felony.
Oh, I know.
Fix Brad up. Let me finish. Let's fix Brad up with Felony, right?
No.
I want him to walk out of that. I want him to walk out of that back room like Hugh Hefner does with the robe and the cigar and that smile like Bob used to have on the Enzyme commercials. That's what I'm gonna give Brad for his birthday. Hi, you and I could set this up for him. Trust me.
All right. Yeah. Well, it would be better if we set it up at my friend's club in Manhattan, but that's a whole other story.
I just want to meet one of your friends. That's all I want to meet.
All right. I have a lot of friends.
Hey, thanks for doing this, man. Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah. Sorry I couldn't get my camera to work, but that picture is way better looking than the actual thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a second thought about this whole thing with setting me up with one of Hyatt's friends. I don't even know if I want my pee-pee to be anywhere near where his pee-pee was. That's
wait. Live on his pee-pee.
Yeah. I
have a smaller pee-pee than Hyatt.
I have a very small collection of lady friends. There's plenty of girls in there that my pee-pee is never going to be near.
Oh.
Yes.
Are you like the Dr. Drew of the Spearmint Rhino? They come to you, they tell you their story.
Yes, absolutely. I said I'm at the end of the bar.
Oh.
By the back VIP entrance. Okay. They know where to find me, and yes, they need my counsel.
Right.
They can come and find me at the end of the bar.
He's like Tim Robbins in Shawshank Redemption. They come and do their taxes. Hey, hey, John, I got a problem with my 401k plan. Can you help me? Well, let's move a couple of fidelities here and stuff like that.
Yeah, John. Before we go, why don't let's get the band back together. Let's do Wingman. Let's get a basketball. Let's get somebody. anybody, you got a boxer, let's do it, man. Come out of retirement, because what are you doing? You're doing nothing. What do you sleep till about 2? And then
I was up at 8:00 this morning for this podcast, and I still couldn't get the camera to work.
That's
yeah. And you want him doing the wingman?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I have other people that do the filming.
All right, man. Well, let's talk about it. I know your prices, you got the big ticket, but we like to bring you in and do it because it's better the second time around, right, buddy?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite experiences that I've had in television, and we all did it on our own. We had no money.
Yep.
We called in a lot of favors.
Yep.
And considering the time that we did that, what we did was like nothing that had been on TV before, and a lot of people many, many years later kind of took little bits and pieces of what we were doing a decade or more before that. So I'm still very proud of that piece of work. Too bad Fox didn't buy it from us.
I know, but you know what? We can do it. There's a lot of outlets out there now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of outlets. So you get in the gym and start training.
Yeah, I will. In-N-Out Burger. What else? Dairy Queen. Yeah, those gyms. I'm really good there. Yeah. Hey, John, this has been so much fun. Fish,
great. It was great.
Me. I can't believe he got him to do it. I mean,
yeah, I'm a tough get.
Yeah.
You know why his camera wasn't working, and we'll let him go. He's a busy man. He's got 2 girls next to him. He's in his bed right now, and there's 2 girls, one on one arm, one on the other.
I got my boy Jamie, my dog, sitting next to me, sleeping away because he's bored by my usual BS.
Look at Fish.
Know this kid longer than you do. Bullshit. On that.
No girls at the house.
I got one thing to say. Hi, and I love you. But remember one thing. In about 10 years, a girl or a boy will tap you on the shoulder and go, "Daddy." Be careful. Be careful out there. Is he still there? Oh, I guess he's
gone.
He's gone. Wow, that was fun.
Yeah, well, that was new.
That was great. No. Listen, Hyatt's great. He'll talk about anything and anybody. He sits at the end of the bar near the VIP, the entrance.
What's interesting is he just got hired as a publicist for James Harden.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you really feel, John, about James Harden? I mean,
oh my God.
He was great. You used to see this kid, this guy, no more kid. This guy used to walk into Mom's saloon. I want to talk, and he wears Lakers press pass, right?
Right.
And, he's cute guy, little short guy like Michael J. Fox, and he walk up to girls and they go, "What is that?" "That's my Laker press pass. I know where Magic Johnson is right now." And he would get him in a car. He'd go to private clubs, just tremendously aggressive. I like that. And he is. You walk into any strip club in this town, he is the Hugh Hefner. They all know him. He's all comped everywhere he goes. And
wow.
If you want any advice on strip clubs, that's the guy. But look at that past. Produced a Laker pregame show. I've watched his boxing show. Very informative. I mean, it's big here in Vegas. So look, he's a dying breed. Boxing is not as big here, Brad, as the UFC is right now. The UFC is blowing up. Dana White is based out of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So he's got a tough competition, but he's doing it. Real quick, before we talk about Chuck's Tavern, where I work, and Johnny Cocktails Entertainment, which is going to get Wingman on. I want to act again. I'm in.
I told you we're going to get you a part.
Yeah. Well, what
I'll do? A big stretch. I already got the part. We already wrote it. You're going to play a bartender.
No, I'm not. I'm going to work the camera because Hyatt can't. Anyways, I've had a few people send in their headshots to us that are friends of the show and said, Grunny and I want to know what you look like. All right. So look at this guy. That's Glasses head. Isn't that great?
Oh my God.
You talk about my glasses. Look at his.
Gee, look at that guy. I love it. His buddies put the eyeballs there. Oh, that's funny. That is really funny. They shaved him.
We had one of Brad's ex-strippers that's girlfriends. Her name is Cross-Eyed. Look at that one. Wow.
Oh, come on. We dated for 10 years. She's gorgeous. Misunderstood, but gorgeous. Man, look at that. Ooh.
Here's a guy that does our IT. By the way, Hyatt, you should hire this guy. This is called Scrunchy Mouth. Big fan of the show. Loves it when Brad makes fun of my glasses. Look at this kid.
Oh, yeah. Brad Pitt move over. Clooney is the new sheriff in town. I bet that guy gets a lot. I bet that guy gets a lot of tail.
You know, he probably does.
Good personality.
You know what's interesting about that? I talked to a lot of girls. Girls don't measure looks like we do. When a girl looks at a man, it's more what's inside the head and how big the little head is. So you're done. So
they want to laugh. Laughter it goes far. I'm telling you.
You're a funny guy. We even have politicians. I cannot believe this guy. And look at this. He even wanted to go a little old school, little new school, little retro for us.
Yeah.
Look at President Bush. All right, check that out.
Oh, he looks good.
Yeah,
man, he looks great. Maybe if he did that look, he would have been a better president.
Right. So here's the deal. People say, what did you when you and Grunny met 30 years ago? Did you guys hang out together? I said, yes, we did. This is Grunny and I hanging out together, all right, at a Dodger game.
Am I on the right or on the left?
Oh, you're the bigger one.
I'm the bigger monkey. I love monkeys. They're so sweet. Look at those teeth. Good teeth. They must have a good orthodontist.
Okay. Now, you heard the rumors real quick. It's not a rumor. Tom Brady, and I'm very excited about it, has bought into the Raiders, all right? He's going to be a consultant, more of a buying into being consigliere, right, Brad? And it gives Mark Davis credibility because whether you like Tom Brady or not, he's still the face of the NFL with the wins, and he's just everywhere he goes.
He's the GOAT.
It's into a sport that needs no attention. So they did some CGI, if Davis looked like Brady and Brady looked like Davis. Mark Davis loves chicken wings and hangs out at Hooters. This is Brady looking like Mark Davis.
Oh. And he's wearing your turtleneck. Oh my goodness, he borrowed your turtleneck.
All right.
Oh, that's funny. Look at that. Well,
here's the owner of the Raiders, Mr. Davis. Love you very much. Looking like Tom Brady.
Oh, that's funny. Look at the chalk under the eyes. I love it. That's funny. What do you think? The Raiders, can they do anything with Garofalo? What do you think? You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hearing great things. He's out there at a park in Southern Highlands. I'm not supposed to say where it is, Gary Goat Park. And he's out there throwing the ball with some of the receivers. And
all right.
He's humble. He goes out there. One thing they asked one of the receivers is, what's different between Jimmy G and Derek Carr? And he goes, Jimmy G curses.
Oh, good.
Nothing wrong with not cursing. You know, Derek Carr's he's a heavy into Christianity. Nothing wrong with not cursing. But I want a guy when he says something and he fucks up and says shit instead of oh boy, oh golly, gosh darn, you know.
Sure.
But there's a lot of Gomer Piles in this league that have led teams to championships, you know, and have had success. So I'm always positive when it comes to my sports teams until they actually play the game, just like you are. You know, you're positive about your sports teams, and then the games let you know what their destiny is going to be.
Sure. What about come on, let's give a plug to Shucks Tavern. I mean, come on, man. This is the place to be in Vegas. Good food, good staff, good people, great sports, great gaming. You do it all. Great owners. How did they hire you? I don't. You walked in. Why? I know you worked at the meat market.
Everyone that works there. I got 4 girls that work there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not about to mention their name, but they're all terrific people. They're all mothers, some single moms, some in relationships, and they're all terrific, strong people. I talked about Josh and Jeremy last week, the father-son show that runs the joint. And you got my Graveyard brothers and Michael and Chris. You need a clown behind the bar. They're all great in their personalities. I'm the loose cannon moron. So I get all the idiots that they don't want to deal with. But no, it's a great establishment. It allows me to do the podcast, and I'm going to promote them. Why not? If I have a vehicle,
I hope you will. I mean,
so many great bars in our neighborhood. I'm not mentioning names. They're all great bars, and a lot of these bartenders, a lot of people that have met that we put on the comments are bartenders in my neighborhood. So it's a close knit. Vegas is a close knit in your neighborhood. But what I dig about Chuck's is the family-like atmosphere with the customers and the people I work with.
Great food, great people. I've been there a couple of times. I always have a good time. So best seafood, true. Casey Evans.
Casey, that's his beautiful girlfriend, Jade. They work at a bar literally within walking distance.
Oh, yeah. Wait. You're telling me because Casey got that girl?
Yeah, Casey got that girl. Casey looks like Casey looks like the lead singer younger back in the day of Blink 182. You know, that skinny, good-looking kid, tatted up. You know, he's a bad boy. She's like the cheerleader.
Beautiful. Oh my God.
His girlfriend.
Casey.
His girlfriend. Her name is Jade. What's it called? Never seen her not smiling. But this is my competition, and it's like I said. I'll say he'll call me and say, "Fish, I just threw some idiot out," and describe him to me. I'll do the same to him. That's what we do. Because, you know, we were 20.
Because they're going to come over to your bar and vice versa. I see.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. Big sports fan, big basketball guy. They're going to be on our podcast because I want to talk to them about the dynamic of a couple working in a bar. You know, because God, trust me, girls are hitting on him and guys are hitting on him.
Oh, so they work together.
They work together. They work together. You know, you don't think guys are hitting on her? Are you kidding me? You know, girls, I see the guys hitting on our girls. It's just the flirting. Flirting is a natural. If you want to be a bartender, you have to flirt, okay? Right. If you don't, it's not going to help. So, great guy. Who's this guy?
Entertaining. That's John Hyatt. I bring all my girls to. Isn't that nice? That's nice, John. Go back to sleep with your dog. Thank you. But no, good times, man. Good times. Show number 11. Is this number 11?
Number 11, buddy.
I can't believe this. Should we do a podcast from Shucks one time? What do you think?
If you come on in, yeah. Love to.
Well, in August, I'm making you know what we're doing. Let's tell our audience I'll be there, shaking hands, telling jokes, all that stuff at Shucks. But we're going to see the great Tony Orlando. And I'm taking you as my guest with your beautiful wife to the South Point, and we are going to have a good time. Maybe you'll buy dinner. But
I'll buy dinner. But you know, this is our 11th show, and you know, Tony Orlando was so inspirational to our fan base and to me that you could have that much energy. He's got to be in his late 70s, right? And what he does, when I found out that what he does for the military, how can I have a special place in your heart? You know, and look at his kid. His kid is we just had his girlfriend on. It's only because of Tony Orlando that John got that girl.
Of course, John uses his dad to get where he needs to go. No, John's such a talented guy. But you're right. No. Tony Orlando gets it, man. There are some people that don't get it. He does. He knows how blessed he is. You know, making it in life has a lot to do with luck. It really does. You can have all the talent in the world. I know so many talented actors and comedians. Nothing. You got to be a good person. Good things happen to good people. And maybe that'll shine on you one day, there, Fish.
Let me ask you a question. Please. How was your? And we want to wish a happy Mother's Day to everyone out there.
Yeah.
And how was your? Did you have a? What did you do? Did you have a? Did you have a dinner?
It was my brothers. Had a great time. It was really nice. My brother had the family over, and I saw my nephews. My mom had a great time with all their grandkids. And we laughed, we told stories, and it was really fun. It's always good to be with family whenever, but especially, you know, saying thank you to your mother and all the sacrifices she made and all the good stuff. Like your mom. Your mom was one of the best. She's so sweet. That Punam, that picture you showed me of her, oh, man. But she's watching over you.
You're the caretaker of your parents. We all know that, Jerry and Sandy. And you got a beautiful sister, Tiffany, and your brother, Greg.
Yeah.
When you have it at one of their houses, is there a special menu that you have? Do you guys keep kosher? Do they order for themselves and then order Taco Bell for you because they know you'll be hungry? How does it work?
They both put out great spreads. My sister, amazing. My brother's a great cook. I mean, oh, man. He makes this famous scrambled eggs and onions for my dad, and so good. And it was great yesterday. And it was Elizabeth, my sister-in-law's birthday, the day before, so we sang happy birthday to her too, and it was just a good time.
Let me ask you this: your brother made scrambled eggs and onions. You know, I remember going to delis in LA, and Cantor's has the best. You ever had lox, eggs, and onions?
It's good. It's really good. Yeah, What's the best deli in Vegas? Oh, wait, there you
go. The best deli in Vegas. Yeah, I like the Bagel Cafe. I'll take you there. It's off of it's a little south of me, off Buffalo and Westcliff. I know the owner, but that's my favorite. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of deli.
I know. I know that's what I hear. I've been there. I've been to a couple, but the Bagel Cafe. Okay.
Look at that. I just said it.
Casey. Casey, why is Casey listening or watching our podcast? Get a life. Go take your girlfriend out.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna replace you with Casey. I'll get all the Blink 182 fans. I'll get a whole graphic. I'll get all the kids of 90s bands watching, stuff like that.
This is so much fun. Every Monday we start the week off right. And I'm working on some other pastries for days, Casey.
Don't say that, Casey.
Casey, don't say that around me, buddy. Oh man, this has been so much fun. So what does the rest of the day have for planned for
I have to run down. When you work in this business, you have to get a health card, a total alcohol management card. I got to take care of a few cards that I have to get so I can keep working. You have to have a sheriff's card. It's funny. We're Sin City, right? And I could, but you need like cards to bartend. In LA, if I wanted to hire Brad Grunberg, I could hire you and you can work that night or go in and work. But in here, you have to have a certain amount of cards to work. So I got to take care of some business.
How is Vegas right now? Is the summers usually slow, or when's the busiest time in Vegas usually?
It depends what's going on in that strip. And I'll tell you that stadium, Allegiant. I just read an article. Review Journal, how much the billions of dollars that the Raiders Stadium has brought in for hosting different events.
Wow.
You know, I never knew what BTS was. It's a Korean boy band.
Oh yeah, BTS. I'm a big fan of them.
I never knew who they were, Brad.
You didn't know? Oh.
Sold out 4 nights in a row at Allegiant. So when people say to me, "Your fucking Raiders moved to town and they're fans," and I said, "Wait a minute, the Raiders play 8 or 9 games at home, but there's 60 other events. We have soccer matches with the Pac-12 championship. The Super Bowl's coming this year. That's what I want to get you out here."
Isn't the Oakland A's? Aren't they going to?
Oakland A's have just brought in
to town, right?
Not far from Allegiant. If you would have told me
the basketball team, you're getting Seattle. I heard Seattle Supersonics is moving to town. Well,
we'll get an expansion. Seattle's now Oklahoma. I mean,
Brad. Oh, okay, but I heard that franchise wants to move.
This happens to his brain. When you put pastries on there, Casey,
oh my
he
God,
thinks Seattle's still
stop
playing.
It, man, stop it. Your girlfriend and pastries, stop it. I can't take it anymore. Oh my goodness.
You like Jade? No, Jade doesn't work at Spearmint Rhino. Sorry.
Well, I want to thank the great John Hyatt because he told great stories. And let's do this wingman. We'll do it in Vegas. Let's get an athlete. Let's get somebody. And I think we got to do this because it's time, and when do we do that?
Well, I was in the pilot.
You were. You played a great Picoli's character.
I can even tell, and you filmed all the interiors of the bar at Mom's Saloon.
Yeah.
But I could tell back then because I was there for the entire shoot. And and this is not a promo for it. It was such a great concept. And I showed the entire thing to my wife. I was with Vicky back then, and she goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "What's this going to be on?" But that's it. You said earlier in the podcast, luck. Luck is everything. You could be a great person. Brad, let me ask you this. How many great, this is a great question for you. How many great comedians and actors that have never made it? And they're talented. They just weren't in the right place at the right time.
And there's a lot of bad comedians and bad people that have made it. And that happens too. There's a book that was written, Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? It's just part of life. But no, I think, I'm a late bloomer in a lot of ways. I'm in kind of the home stretch of my career and I'm ready, man.
No, you're not. Stop.
I'm ready to go. Listen, when I get a new co-host to my podcast, I'll be just fine.
Hey, if this podcast gets Wingman going again, all I care about is the executive producer money, man. I don't care about I will go like this always. I'll walk around.
Oh man, that executive producer money will be me and Hyatt. We'll put you as a PA. You'll be a PA. You'll be great. This has been show number 11 in the books. Thank you, Fish. This is so much fun every week. I really thank you for coming to me weeks ago and saying, "Hey, want to do a podcast with me?" And I said, "Let me talk to my agent." He said, "No, stay away from that guy." But I made the right decision.
Chemistry. And we got 30 seconds. We're two guys talking in a bar.
That's it.
A guy like John Hyatt on. That's a big time boxing producer right now. And you never knew that he has this love of strip clubs. And he does.
Oh man.
And when you walk in there, he'll tell you everything about. See her over there?
Yeah.
She's in dental school. And the girl's
I'm like, what? Exactly. Well, I want to hang out with Hyatt, and I want to hang out with you. We'll do it in August or sooner. But
get us out of here.
Thank you so much.
Get us out.
Number 11, Fat Fish. I'm Brad Grunny Grunberg, aka Snacks, and that's Eric the Fish Schneider. We'll see you next time on Fat Fish.